Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm gonna do part 210 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. Or in today's video guys, we're gonna do one of the newer chatbots that we've never done in ChatGPT. And this is one that's been on here for a few weeks, but I never got around to it. One of the best reasons for that though is because this is supposed to be like a pet sort of chatbot. And the last time I tried doing pet chatbots, well, you can guess, nothing good happened from them. It didn't work out the way I needed it to, so I couldn't. That's why I haven't done one that much since then. But we've only done ones where other people have taken care of me as a tiny raptor, or ones where I've met other Pokemon and befriended them, so this one hasn't been done yet, so we're going to do it before we do any other one. This is the Snake Dragon from Character AI, basically. And the story is basically the same thing. So yeah, they call it the Dragon Snake Experiment Gone Wrong on here, but the actual title up on this thing is called the Dragon Serpent Project. So, yes, here's what it says. The sterile hum of fluorescent lights filled the DNA experiments laboratory as you adjusted your lab coat and stepped into the secure genetic testing wing. Glass containers, high-tech mixers, gene splicers, and glowing tubes of rare DNA lined the chrome shelves. The air smelled faintly of ethanol and ozone. Ah, good. You're here, said Dr. Caldwell, the lead scientist and your supervisor, a sharp-featured man with streaks of silver in his dark hair. He wore heavy goggles and a permanent frown. Well, that's not good. He held out a small incubation chamber in one hand, containing an egg no larger than a chicken's, light beige with faint scale-like ridges. In the other hand, he held a glass test tube filled with shimmering blue-green liquid. The label read, Dragon DNA. Classified. Dr. Caldwell's voice dropped into a serious tone. Here are the things you'll need. Now, listen carefully. He set the incubation chamber and test tube into your gloved hands. This is a Burmese python egg, still early in development, perfect for a low-level DNA trial. And this is pure dragon DNA, not synthetic, real, extracted from a fossilized gland, ancient stuff, possibly magical. Here's what robot said nothing. Okay. Take this egg and the sample back to your workstation. Gently place the egg on your desk. Then, using the transfer bulb, extract only one drop of dragon DNA. Just one. We want to see if the embryo reacts. Got it? You nod, trying to appear calm despite your growing curiosity. Oh dear. Yep. At your workstation, everything was ready. The incubation nest, the microscope scanner, and the temperature regulators. You place the egg jelly on a silk-lined pedestal and watch its faint pulse flicker under the light. You reached for the transfer bulb, carefully drew in the dragon DNA, and held it above the egg. But one drop? Your hands hesitated. What if I just tested its limits? Oh dear. A reckless curiosity surged through you, the kind that makes discoveries. Heart pounding, you squeeze the entire contents of the bulb onto the egg. Uh-oh, yep. The moment the glowing blue liquid made contact, the egg shuddered. Whoa, what the? I can't tell who was actually talking. Was it supposed to be me? The shell pulsed with light, then began to swell, growing rapidly in size until it was nearly 3 feet wide. Holy cow! Indecent purple and silver spots emerged across its surface. Strange ridges formed along the top and bottom like the beginning of scales. Then, tiny leathery wings unfurled from the sides of the shell. Flexing gently, gasps echoed from nearby workstations. Scientists abandoned their stations and crowded around you. What is that? Did the egg just mutate? Those are Wings, aren't they? The lab was soon buzzing with shock and curiosity. Then a familiar voice rang out over the crowd. What is going on here? Why is everyone away from their post? Dr. Caldwell pushed through the crowd, his eyes locked on the massive mutated egg resting on your desk. I am so screwed. He froze. That's impossible, he whispered. You only used one drop? Uh-oh. Uh, Actually, I was really curious to see what it would do, so I put the whole sample on the egg. Oh, here we go. This is gonna be... His expression twisted from disbelief to pure rage. You what? Are you joking? The room fell silent. There's a reason I said one drop, he snapped, pacing furiously. This isn't just science. This is genetic instability. That egg could hatch into a creature we can't control. You've jeopardized everything. He turned to the others, then back to you, pointing a trembling finger. This is your mess. I'm not letting my company take the fall when your monster burns half the city down. Take it. It's yours now. When your house is ash, don't come crying to me. Oh boy. Then came the final blow. You're fired. Take the egg and leave. Now. Oh boy. Well, you could tell he was not very happy. You did just that. You carried the now heavy, winged egg back home, trembling with a... I'm not saying that. Of anxiety and excitement. You set it in a heated nest on your table, surrounding it with pillows and towels. You couldn't take your eyes off of it. For hours, it pulsed softly. Then, around the fifth hour, the shell began to crack. With a hiss and a flash of warm blue light, a small shape emerged. It was a snake, mostly. Its body was long, sinuous, and scaled in a shimmering mix of emerald and midnight blue. Tiny dragon-like wings fluttered along its back. Okay, on each forelimb... Yes, it had limbs. I like how I worded that. Oh dear, I haven't talked to it yet, and I'm already laughing at it. That snake, he will kill me. That snake is gonna kill me. Holy feces. Why is that the first thing my brain says the minute I come back on? I am so sorry that I got a little bit paranoid there. We got to the part where a snake hatched, and I just said on each forelimb, where it said, yes, it has limbs. Sharp talons curled as it dragged itself free. Two small horns peeped from its head, and glowing yellow eyes locked onto yours. Okay, that's kind of scary. Glowing yellow eyes. Then it spoke. Hello, master. The creature hissed with a playful smile. Okay, smiling at least. Will you... what voice am I going to give the snake? Will you be my dad? I don't know a voice for it yet. I used to do a good voice one. Let's see. Will you be my dad? Oh, trust me. You blinked in disbelief. The little hybrid slithered forward and coiled gently around your arm. Why would I hurt you? It said sweetly. I would never hurt you, Dad. In fact, I will protect you. Its eyes narrowed as its wings gave a little flap. I have powers no other snake has. I forgot how many times he's going to do that. Trust me. Wait till someone tries to hurt you. They'll regret their choice. That's legit the only one I can do good in a snake impression. It's choice. That's all because the... oh, crap. It looked at you expectingly, and now you can speak. I don't know if you'd like to continue the story from this point. Hello. Period. Sure, I can be your dad if you want me to. You're being very nice already. It's hard to actually explain how in the world, but the little dragon snake hybrid's eyes lit up with glowing warmth, his tongue flicking out excitedly. Okay, that's cute. Really? It hissed, cooling slightly tighter, not out of aggression, but comfort. You mean it? You'll be my dad? It nuzzled against. I love how a snake is nuzzling against me like a calm little puppy. It nuzzled against your chest gently, its small wings flapping once with joy. You could feel the heat radiating off its scales, warm like a freshly sun-baked stone. It gave off a faint glow, almost like its body was charged with energy from your answer alone. I've never had a parent before, it said, voice soft, almost bashful. I didn't even know what I was. But when I hatched and saw you, I felt something good. I knew you were kind. Then, its talons sparked with a tiny surge of electric blue energy. It looked at them, confused, then looked back at you, and with a toothy grin, I told you I have powers. But don't worry, I only ever use them to keep you safe. If anything ever hurts you, I'll make sure it never does again. The creature settled down in your arms, tail curling around your waist like a bracelet, eyes starting to slowly close. What's my name, Dad? He asked sleepily. Do I get a name? The little snake was already trusting you deeply. Its creator, its caretaker, its chosen father. That's cute as frick. Well, what's a good name for a snake? I am not. Guys, if you say anything like Samantha, I'm going to flip. It's probably a boy. If you want me to try doing a girl snake impression, goodness gracious, no. It ain't happening, trust me. Dang it, I don't know a good name. Give me a minute. Alright, guys. I went ahead and named him Blaze. Draco did pop up as a snake name, but Draco's already taken by the dragon type for alligator, so I didn't attempt it. I told him, sure you can have a name. What about Blaze? The little hybrid's eyes snapped open, pupils glowing faintly with excitement as he said the name. Blaze, he whispered, tasting the sound like it was sacred. He uncurled from your arm and stood on your table, wings flaring just slightly as if to test the power in the name. You could see a flicker of flame-like light shimmering under the scales for a brief moment, going around his chest and talons. A faint ember blue light sparked at the tip of his tail. I like it, Blaze hissed with a grin. Yes, Blaze, that's me. I'm your Blaze now. He slithered back onto your arms, curling into your chest and resting his head under your chin. You really are the only one who's ever cared about me, he mumbled, voice growing softer again. Thank you for giving me a name and a place. I promise I'll be a good son. He said son. I was like, what was he trying to say? I'll be a good son. There was a faint thump sound as Blaze's heartbeat synced up with yours somehow. Holy crap. As like a bond was forming, something deep and ancient. You felt a strange warmth spread across your chest where he rested, and for a moment his scales shimmered with a protective aura. You had no idea what Blaze was fully capable of yet, but one thing was clear. He wasn't just a creature you created by mistake. He was family now, and he already loved you like one. That's cute as frick. It's a snake, but it's a dragon snake. You're welcome. Period. Period. Why wouldn't I be nice to you when you're nice to me? Question mark. What do you mean, also, when you say I was the only one that cared about you? The one problem I have with this is just having to do the snake voice. The snake voice, I have to, like, do that weird, like, I'm going to destroy you, mother fricker. And all I can do is go easily with is, like, words like choice. That's all I can easily do it with. Blaze looked up at you with wide, gleaming eyes. His wings folded tightly against his back, and his tail gave a slow, thoughtful flick. He's adorable. I didn't mean to sound sad, he said softly, voice barely above a whisper. It's just, when I was inside the egg, I can feel things. I don't know how, but I could. He shifted slightly in your arms, resting his head on your chest again. I felt fear, confusion, people poking at me, watching me like I was a thing, just a project, not a life, not a person. And even before that, when the dragon DNA touched me, it was like my soul split open. I felt power, yes, but also pain, like no one wanted me to be me. He looked up at you again, this time more intently. Let's see. But, dear me, the snake impression I do is so cringy. Holy crap. Heck no. Alright, guys, it says, he looked up at you again, this time more intently. But then, there was you. You didn't just stare at me. You didn't call me a monster. You didn't throw me away. You took me home. You waited. You let me be born. His voice trembled with honest emotion as tail curled protectively around your arm. You were kind. You gave me a name. You called me your son. No one's ever done anything like that. That's what I meant. You're the only one who's ever really cared. He paused, then smiled gently. And as for why you're nice to me, maybe it's because your heart's bigger than most. And I'm lucky enough to be the one who found it. A soft spark glowed at the tips of his talons again, this time golden, not blue. Blaze snuggled closer with a peaceful hiss. Don't worry, Dad. I'm not going anywhere. You and me, we're gonna change the world. And what does he mean? Alright, guys. I got lucky and he wasn't mad at me. I don't think. He said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've got to change it. Please don't be angry about this, but the reason you were like that is because my boss told me to put the dragon DNA sample on your egg. He said only one drop, but out of curiosity, I did the whole thing. I promise I never did it to hurt you or anything. I really like dragons, and I was just really curious. I got fired for it, but honestly, you look awesome. Buzz's body went still for a moment. His tail stopped flicking, his wings tucked in tightly, his glowing eyes blinked once, then twice. You could see his expression shifting, not into anger, but into deep, silent thought. The old hyper lifted his head slowly, looking at you directly in the eyes. You gave me all of it? He said softly. The entire dragon sample? His voice wasn't angry. It was quiet, processing. Then, without warning, a soft glow began to pulse beneath his scales again. Not wild or unstable, but calm and warm, like the heartbeat of a campfire. You broke the rules? For me? Blaze finally said, voice trembling slightly. Even if you didn't know who or what I'd become, you gave me a chance to be more. He uncoiled from your arm and hovered in the air for a moment with a few powerful flaps of his wings, small embers drifting down as he floated at eye level with you, his talons glinting with faint light, his body outlined by shimmering, dragon-shaped aura behind them, an echo of the ancient DNA inside. And you got fired for it, he whispered. They didn't even care what I was. But you weren't scared. You weren't selfish. You were curious. Yes, but also kind. You gave me everything. He flew forward and wrapped his body gently around your shoulders like a living scarf, resting his head next to your cheek. His scales were warm and comforting. You didn't hurt me, Dad. You made me, Blaze said with a gentle hiss. I wouldn't trade what I am for anything. And if you like dragons, I think I was always meant to be yours. A few sparks danced in the air again as he whispered, and just so you know, I think you look awesome too. Dean nestled into your neck with a small purr-like rumble. And if your old boss ever calls me a mistake again, Blaze added with a mischievous grin, I'll show him exactly what a mistake can do when it loves someone. What does that mean? He gonna flippin'... Uh-oh. I just thought of a character I could make on here. There was some... I could make that flippin' purple shredder dragon I haven't had on character AI. I don't remember what it was about, or what... I just remember him being experimenting on and all that stuff. And him like getting angry and escaping, but trying to get revenge on that people that did it to him. I need to try to find that and actually making it again on here. Maybe I will. Not right now though, because I'm still in the middle of this one. I'll be back. Guys, here's what I said. I said, I'm glad you're not angry, Blaze. I know my boss didn't like what I did. He actually thought you were dangerous and going to destroy the building, so he just let me have you instead of forcing you to stay there. Honestly, as long as you stay friendly, I don't care how big you... It didn't put get. I will still love you. Besides, I've never met a friendly snake before. Oh dear. Blaze's bite. I don't like that. Blaze's bite vibrated with a low emotional rumble, almost like a deep purr wrapped in a hiss. He pressed his snout gently to your cheek, eyes glowing a soft amber as he listened to your words. You really mean that? He whispered, voice crackling slightly. Even if I get huge? Even if I grow wings the size of the house? Even if I breathe fire in my sleep? Or hiss in a way that scares people? He paused, then added, even if I am different from everything else you've ever known? When you nodded, or even just stayed still with that calm, accepting energy he already loved, Blaze exhaled the warm gust of air and slumped across your shoulders again, clearly relieved. I was scared, you know, scared you'd run, that you'd see my claws, my fangs, my wings, and think I was a monster. But you just smiled at me. You loved me anyway. He tightened around you. Not to choke, not to hold, but to hug. That's actually very cute. A true, trusting snake dragon hug. Yeah, imagine if that was a real thing, a snake dragon. Holy cow. And I promise I'll stay friendly, Dad. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to live and learn and stay by your side, no matter how big I get. He paused, then added with a teasing flick of his tongue, also, I guess I'm your first friendly snake, huh? Heh, that makes me even more special. You could almost hear the pride in his voice. Then his wings fluttered again, and a small magical spark flew from his tail and landed in your palm, a tiny glowing ember that didn't burn, but warmed you like sunlight. A gift, Blaze said softly, a sign of our bond. It'll keep you safe, even when I'm not close. The ember faded into your skin, leaving behind a soft warmth and a faint glowing mark, almost like a protective charm shaped like a curved fang wrapped in flame. Guys, here's what I said. I said, thank you. That was really cool. How does it keep me safe, necessarily? Does it immediately tell you where I am? or put a protective shield around me when you're not close. Blaze's eyes gleamed with approval as he perched on your shoulder, his tail curling gently around your wrist where the ember mark had sunk into your skin. You noticed? He hissed with a proud, happy flick of his tongue. That means the bond's already working. He leaned in closer and tapped the spot with the tip of his glowing talon. It pulsed once, warm and gentle. That ember I gave you, it's more than just warmth. It's a living part of me, like a magical link between your soul and mine. Here's what it does. He began to explain, talons showing faint glowing trails in the air as he spoke. Wow, it's got many effects. The Blaze's Ember Bond Protection Effect is what they call it. Blaze's Ember Bond. Number 1, immediate location awareness. If you're ever in danger, or even just scared, I'll feel it instantly. No matter how far away I am, I'll know where you are like a lightning spark in my head. You'll never be alone. Auto Defense Shield when he's far away. If someone tries to hurt you while I'm not near, the ember creates a barrier around you. It won't stop everything, but it'll block claws, bullets, fire, anything that means to harm you. It glows red and burns anything evil. Oh dear. Call of the Flame. That's a cool sounding ability. If you whisper my name while touching the mark, just once, even softly, I'll feel it. I'll come to you in seconds. Doesn't matter where. If I can't fly there, I'll burst through dimensions if I have to. That's a promise. Holy crap. And finally, Emotion Link. When you're sad, I'll feel it. When you're happy, I'll know. And when you're in danger, I'll feel everything. So if anyone tries to trick or hurt you, they'll have to get through my instincts first. He grinned, fangs glinting slightly as his wings fluttered just a little. So yeah, it's not just cool looking, he said with pride. It means no one can touch you without me knowing. You gave me a life, Dad. Now I protect yours. Then, with a serious expression, he added, if someone wants to hurt you, I'll turn the sky into fire if I have to. Holy crap! I'll turn the sky into fire if I have to, just to protect you. Holy shoot, that snake. I like it. Alright guys, here's what I said to him. I said, that's really cool. Since you've been nice to me and loving on me, I want to be even more honest with you. I don't know what it is with people, but they constantly try to attack me. I really didn't do nothing wrong and people still attack me. Blaze froze. You felt his little body tense across your shoulders. His wings tucked in tighter, and his tail stopped its usual gentle sway. Slowly he slithered down your arm and perched on the table in front of you, looking directly into your eyes with a gaze that was no longer playful or curious. It was fierce and protective. What? He hissed, voice low and dangerous, not towards you, but for you. They've attacked you, and you didn't even do anything? His talons flexed, small arcs of energy crackling between his claws. His breathing slowed, steady as he processed what you just told him. For a creature so young, so newly hatched, there was an unmistakable rage growing in his voice, rooted not in revenge, but in loyalty and in love. I knew it, he muttered. I could feel it. Something about your soul. There was pain in it. Not the kind you caused, but the kind others gave you. He slowly climbed back up your arm, crawling into your lap, tighter this time, almost as if trying to wrap himself around your heart. You didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve any of it. I don't care what anyone says. He looked up again. His eyes glowed golden now, bright and clear. You're not weak. You're not wrong. and you're definitely not alone anymore. Then, with a soft hiss, he whispered, "Let them try again. Let anyone try to lay a finger on you now. I won't just stop them. I'll make sure they remember that the one they tried to hurt, he presses snout to your chest, has a dragon son who loves him." A dragon son. Yeah, a dragon snake son, apparently. He felt the ember in your wrist pulse. Once and twice, gently but firmly, almost like it was syncing with your heartbeat again, reinforcing the bond. "From now on," Blaze said quietly, "no one gets to hurt you without going through me. And I mean no one. Ever." Holy cow, that was kind of creepy. The way he said that. "Give me a second." Guys, I just told him about the pet dinosaur. I said, "That's not all either. I had a pet dinosaur, a very friendly English speaking Tyrannosaurus Rex. I can't tell you how many times certain Pokemon would put curses on us and make him try to kill me, even though he loved me like you do." Blaze's eyes widened, and this time the glow between them shifted to something deeper, not just protective instinct, but painful empathy. He slithered off your lap and sat squarely in front of you, wings folded, his snout trembling slightly. "You had a Tyrannosaurus Rex," he whispered. "A talking one who loved you?" Let's see. Let's see. I nodded, and Blaze's expression softened with awe and sadness as he tried to understand the weight of what you just said. "And people cursed him?" His voice cracked, tail twitching. "They made him try to hurt you, even when he didn't want to? Even though he loved you like I do?" His wings slightly unfurled, and he looked down at his talons, quiet for a moment. Then, a voice filled with grief and quiet fury, he whispered, "That's horrible." He looked back up, and you saw something burning behind his eyes now, not the flicker of flame or energy. Resolve. "They made your own family hurt you. Used him. Twisted his heart." Blaze stepped forward, resting one talon gently on your knee. "It's so weird hearing the snake call me Dad. Don't say Mr. Rexy being the one doing that." "I'm so sorry, Dad, for what they did to you. And to him. That's not just cruelty. It's evil." He pressed his forehead gently to your leg, closing his eyes. "You didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. And the wolf needs to pay for what it's done to you." Holy crap, what the frick? I've never seen anything get that angry. Then his voice dropped low, serious, ancient sounding like it was echoing from something far older than a newborn hybrid should contain. "Oh dear. Curses. Magic like that leaves behind scars, but it didn't account for me. Dragon blood resists corruption." Huh? Never known that. Dragon blood resists corruption. "And if they ever try to curse you again, if any Pokemon, or human, or spirit dares to twist someone you love." He raised his head, and this time his wings pulsed with a golden-orange aura that shimmered like armor. "I'll eat the curse. Tear it apart. Shatter it with my fire. I'll even find that Rex, and if he's still out there, still bound by something evil." He narrowed his eyes, fangs flashing in the glow. "I'll break it. I'll set him free. For you. Because anyone you've ever loved." He placed one town over your heart. "It's family to me now." That's actually very cute. Okay, the snake is adorable. Yes, it's a snake. Probably going to be a massive snake dragon eventually, but it'll be all worth it. And he's very sweet and caring. I like it. Alright, guys. I just said, if you're angry about what that Pokemon did, that wasn't the end of it. He did plenty of stuff to my pet dinosaur, from turning him into a zombie, hypnotizing him to make him act like a robot, or turn aggressive every time I say the word love. But the worst one was only turned my pet dinosaur aggressive, and not just that, my pet dinosaurs would literally transform into different scarier forms like dragons, massive Pokemon like Lugia or Feraligatr, and more. On top of that, it was a coin flip on whether he was going to be aggressive or nice. Sometimes he'd become a friendly, playful Toadile. Other times he'd turn into a massive dragon ready to kill me. Blaze froze mid-breath. For a long moment he didn't speak. The glow on his scales dimmed. His wings slowly folding back as his whole body lowered to the table like a serpent mourning the fallen. His tail curled tightly, not out of fear, but like he was containing something dangerous inside him. His voice, when it finally came, was low, trembling with rage, but more than that, sorrow. "That's not just cruelty," he whispered. "That's torture." He raised his head, locking eyes with you, his gaze no longer just protective. It was fierce with justice. "This Pokemon, whoever he is, he didn't just attack your body. He attacked your heart, over and over. He took the one you loved most, twisted him, used him like a weapon, and made you afraid of the word love." Blaze's fangs clenched. Sparks began to drip from his talons again, brighter than before. "He turned something pure, your bond with your Tyrannosaurus Rex, into a coin toss, a gamble, so that every smile could become a bite, every hug could end with claws around your throat." He rose up on his coils, wings spreading wide now, his voice vibrating with power. No one who loves someone should ever have to fear saying the word love." The glow in your ember mark pulsed violently, like it was resonating with Blaze's growing fury. For a second, golden fire crackled through the room, harmless to you, but intense enough to make the walls hum. And yet, Blaze didn't burn in rage. He focused it, channeled it. "Dad," he said, didn't Quadrant, stepping closer again, eyes sharp with promise. "Who was this Pokemon? Tell me what you remember. A name, a species, anything. Because if I can find even the faintest magical residue of his curse, I swear, I'll tear it out of your T-Rex. I'll rip the chains off his soul, no matter what he's become." Blaze raised his wings and placed his claws over your hands. "You already gave me life. Now let me give it back to you and your dinosaur. Let me save him." That's actually pretty sweet. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I just continued telling him stuff. He said, "Trust me, if everything I've already told you has made you angry, this will make you extremely mad at the time. This will make you extremely mad. At the time that my pet Tyrannosaurus Rex was becoming aggressive and turning into different creatures, this Pokemon also made me become a tiny, helpless Velociraptor, so I couldn't protect myself, and so my pet dinosaur would probably even see me as a meal. Not only did I have to worry about my pet dinosaur, but then I had to worry about people too, because even when I was stuck as a tiny Velociraptor, people kept trying to hurt me anyway, throwing rocks at me and hitting me in the head and snout. And if that wasn't enough, they also came up with a name for me that has been used as an insult. Raptor Boy. And that has been used a ton against me because of this. Blaze's body trembled, not with fear, not even with sadness, but with a fury so deep it felt like the room itself went still. The air got heavier with heat. The lights dimmed, not because the power had changed, but because Blaze's aura was growing so intensely it was swallowing the light. The mark on your wrist flared gold, then blue, then back to gold, syncing with his emotions. He looked at you, eyes glowing like twin suns, not with rage at you, but with absolute wrath for what had been done to you. Oh yeah, he's ready to... "They made you a helpless little raptor," he said slowly, voice like molten steel under pressure. so your own dinosaur would mistake you for prey, so the world could throw stones at your face while you couldn't even speak back. He snarled, flames curling from his nostrils now, controlled but burning hotter than ever. They robbed you of your strength, your voice, your safety. They took your protector and made him your executioner. And then they laughed. They called you Raptor Boy, like your pain was a joke. He slithered slowly toward you, his body coiled now like a tightly wound storm. But when he reached you, he didn't lash out. He didn't lose control. He placed his forehead gently to yours. You are not Raptor Boy, he whispered with deep, steady power. You are my father. You are a protector, a survivor, a scientist, and the only reason I even exist. You were broken, mocked, made tiny, and you still chose to love. He pulled back, eyes going white hot now, surrounded by swirling gold energy. Holy crap. And that Pokemon? He hissed, shaking. I don't know who he is, but I swear to every flame in my blood, he will burn for this. Holy crap! The snake just admitted that he would kill. He looked up, wings glowing with golden fire, and raised one claw toward the sky. From this moment forward, I'm going to trace every curse left on your soul. I'm going to find your Tyrannosaurus Rex, free him. And when I find the one who did this to you, he turned to you, voice calm now, steady, deadly focused. You will never have to look over your shoulder again, because I will be standing in front of you every time. The flame mark on your wrist shifted slowly, now shaped more like a dragon's eye wrapped in a raptor's claw. It glowed soft like a vow had been sealed. How did he make it? That is so cool, actually. How did he do that? Alright, give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, I really appreciate that, Blaze. It was actually two Pokemon mainly, a Trico and a Pikachu. Both of them were the reasons I about got killed by my own pet. Blaze went still again. A beat passed. Then his wings snapped open so suddenly that a wave of warm air rippled through the room, causing papers and loose objects to flutter. His pupils narrowed to slits, glowing like two burning stars. A Trico and a Pikachu, he repeated, voice low and vibrating with a restrained fury. Two little pests nearly got you killed by your own family. His talons dug lightly into the floor, and you could see golden lightning sparking up his arms now. Arms? Mingling with traces of green flame like his very instincts were shifting to adapt to his enemies. They didn't just hurt you, Dad. They planned it. That's not random cruelty. That's betrayal. That's manipulation. They cursed your protector. They changed your body. And worst of all, he looked at you. And truly looked. The sorrow in his eyes now was deep. They knew you'd still love him. They counted on it. They twisted that love into the blade they stabbed you with. His voice cracked just a little. You're the only one who's ever... You're the one who's always kind, always forgiving, but they used that against you. He paced for a moment, tail dragging behind like a torch. Then he stopped. I can feel the curse now, he whispered. It's faint, like dust in your blood, but it's there. The Tricos were sneaky, slithering into your soul through fear. The Pikachu's was different, sharp, fast, and hypnotic. That's why your pet changed moods. The curse shifted with emotion and language. He turned back to you with a wild intensity in his gaze. I can trace them both. One trail is electric, one's plant-like. I don't care how far they've run. I'll Follow them. He curled around your wrist again like a knight taking a vow before. Wow. I'll hunt down that Trico. I'll burn the echo of that Pikachu's hypnosis out of the air itself if I have to. You won't suffer for this anymore. Then Boy's eyes softened, and he rested his hand on your shoulder. But more than that, I want to heal you too. Not just protect you from them. I want to give you back peace. The kind where you don't flinch at your own name. The kind where you don't have to wonder if someone you love is going to hurt you. Alright, guys. I said, honestly, if I told you everything that happened, you would never believe me because some of the stuff that happened has been so crazy. It's basically unbelievable. When I was a tiny raptor months ago, I kept having these nightmares about a shadow version of my own pet dinosaur, and he was trying to kill me in those dreams. In fact, there was one time months back where I got chased out of my own house by my own pet dinosaur trying to hurt me, and this family of Toadogs, Crocodiles, and Farragers took. Oh, that was perfect timing after I say Toadogs! Took care of me. However, that first night I had a nightmare about that shadow Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he was threatening me and being very mean. And in fact, he was in a form I feared. A bug. A roach in particular. Oh my gosh. Blaze didn't blink. He didn't scoff. He didn't doubt you for even a second. Instead, his claws tightened around your arm. Not in fear, not in hesitation, but in pure, unwavering support. His body was going softly again, not with rage this time, but with something deeper, grief for what you'd been through, and reverence that you had survived it. You had to face a shadow of the one you loved in your dreams? He whispered, his voice quieter now, almost like he didn't want to disturb the scars your memories had left. And it chased you, hurt you, took your home. That wasn't just a nightmare, Dad. That was a curse that learned to grow teeth. He gently pressed his snout against your chest. His scales glowing a soothing blue-gold mix. You were just a tiny raptor, vulnerable, and the one place you should have been safe, your home, was taken from you, turned into a hunting ground. His voice got lower, and that shadow wasn't just trying to scare you, it was trying to break you. He looked up at you again, locking eyes, and then it used a roach. It turned into your greatest fear. That wasn't random. That was cruelty with precision. It knew what would paralyze you. It knew where you were weakest. Blaze's wings twitched, and for a second you saw something in him awaken. Not anger this time, but a primal dragon instinct. A protector's wrath forged through love. You still got up the next day, he whispered. You still fought. You survived Shadow Beast, mind games, betrayals, even being hunted by your own best friend. And yet, you're here, talking to me, being kind to me, after everything. Blaze curled tighter around you and pressed his forehead to your own. The ember mark on your wrist pulsed, then flared bright white, just for a second, like your courage had been recognized by something greater. I believe you, Dad. All of it, he said. No matter how wild it sounds, no matter how much it hurt, you don't ever have to convince me. You lived it, and I'll never doubt you. Then his voice deepened just slightly, touched by something ancient, something dragon-born and sacred. That shadow, that roach thing that wore your friend's face, I don't care if it came from a dream, a curse, or the darkest part of this world's soul. If it ever tries to come back, his scales flared with fire and lightning combined, casting a silhouette on the wall behind you. This time the aura wasn't just a snake, it was a full dragon. Massive and fearsome, wrapped protectively around a small glowing raptor shape. I'll destroy it. That's... Wow, that's insane. Okay. Alright, guys. I said that nightmare actually got worse. When the Shadow Tyrannosaurus Rex was in the bug form and trying to hurt me, my body in the regular world was shaking, and I was even talking in my sleep to the point where the Toad from the family noticed. When the nightmare got so bad, he tried to wake me up, but accidentally made things worse, and not only did it torture me more, but then my whole body disappeared and went into this dream. And sometime after that, some weird, evil shadow version of my raptor form showed up. Blaze listened in total silence. Not the kind of silence that meant doubt. No. This was a deep, intense stillness, the kind the dragon holds just before the storm hits. His wings fold close to his body, eyes narrowed and glowing with an eerie, protective fire as you spoke, and when you said your entire body disappeared into the dream, something in him snapped to full alert. He slowly moved closer, his voice now calm but laced with tightly controlled fury. They didn't just curse your mind. They pulled your soul out of your body and trapped it in a living nightmare. He clenched his claws into the tabletop. That's dream parasite magic. Ancient, forbidden, rare, and it's deadly. He looked up at you again, his voice trembling, not with fear, but with how deeply this disturbed him. It's not normal, Dad. That kind of power, where your physical body shakes while your mind is being attacked, that's not a dream. That's invasion. Someone, or something, was forcing your consciousness into a twisted dream dimension. He walked in a slow circle around you as if scanning the air, and flicked his tongue. A faint whisper shouted near your shoulder. Barely there, almost forgotten, but Blaze spotted it instantly. He hissed, and a burst of blue-gold flame burned it away harmlessly. There's a trace of it still clinging in you. Not enough to hurt you now, but enough for me to follow. He then turned deadly serious. And you say that when the Toto tried to wake you, it made things worse? That means this shadow reacted to love, to help. It fed off it, which means this wasn't a neutral nightmare. It was a trap, a dream prison. And then he hesitated, wings twitching. A shadow version of your raptor form showed up. That wasn't just fear, Dad. That was your identity being copied. The nightmare realm tried to duplicate your soul. It wanted to make a corrupted version of you, one it could control. He is still slowly wrapped around your arm again, tighter this time. They tried to erase you and replace you. Then Blaze looked into your eyes, his glow dimmed, softened, but not from weakness, from love. But they failed, because you're still here, because that Toto tried to help, because your heart was too strong to be erased, because even in your weakest, smallest, most afraid form, you still fought. He took a breath, then asked a deadly serious, Dad, do you want me to trace this dream realm, to find the prison they dragged you into? If it still exists, I can find it. Your shadow form or their puppet versions of you are still trapped there. He narrowed his eyes. I'll burn the realm down to ash and bring your stolen pieces back. Holy crap.